Good stuff. Thanks for popping in, Mike, and
hopefully
you get to the stuff you want to get to make your stuff work the way you want it to work. But you're there, you know, and that's what's up. So for now, we'll hook up with you on what is that? 2.4, 5.8 gig, Mike. We're running you all 6, Pete. 23. Everything else okay with AA3R reselling for W2 very weak.
I get that up to 15 after the whole I wanted to tomorrow. Enjoy the VA session and do some tickets to yeah, but let me know when you're going to be back in here. I said I can go in here and
on your AM radio dial. Radio Roundup on Channel 13.
Look at that, Mike. 2.5 watts of excited power here. Something that's 23GW.
Or not. One. 2. 1, 2, time on a shoe.
There's something wrong with this radio, man.
Throw it out the window.
It's got this nasty side. Oh.
Go, Billy.
Can you hear me now? Billy, can you hear me now? Oh, I'm so hungry.
Good grief.
He can't hear me now.
All right, Pete, your 2 minutes are up.
Yo, my man.
All right, man. Jump up and down. Tune them if you got them.
How about the county-wide radio?
Yeah, maybe. If you ever get back. Okay, Breaker.
Hey, what's up there, Dave? Oh, let me turn the echo the hell off here. What's up there, Dave? Bassmaster waving off. I'm Mobile, right?
Mr. Bassmaster. Haven't heard you in a while. How you been?
Pretty good. I've been busy. I've been playing with this, the V-Quad over here on the truck. I just threw it up on the roof here. See if there's any DX. I knew it was going to be classic radio roundup. I don't know if you guys can hear me on the flat side.
Yeah, flat side is a disadvantage for classic radio roundup, but we do hear you.
Yeah, I'm running barefoot too there, so. And I'm pointed, I guess, west-southwest, so.
And you should probably be not far from me.
Yeah, I'm pointed like, probably towards like, if it was a straight line, according to what I'm looking at on my maps here, probably right into like Mississippi there, Roger, if we were going to follow it.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm not quite that far.
Yeah, oh man, I gotta fix this crackle on this bike. Yeah, no, 10-4. I didn't know if you hear me, I'm only running like, 8 watts, but I'm on the beam there, Roger.
It's working. Working well enough anyway.
Yeah, Roger. What kind of signal is this thing giving you?
Like a 6, I think.
Is that lower than I normally give you?
Yeah. Carrier is a 4, and when you talk, it swings up to a 6. But yeah, you're usually stronger than that.
Yeah, Roger. I'm not running any power either. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to make a comparison, barefoot on a horizontal antenna versus vertical on a whole lot of other power, a lot more power. Not exactly apples to oranges.
How's that any different?
Yeah, that starts out at a 7 and moves up to about a 7.5.
Yeah, full Roger. I just wanted to see if it would work locally. I know I was talking to Joker on it a couple weeks ago, so he said it sounds good.
Yeah, it's working.
Sounds real good now. I turned the power back off on my truck running. Yo, my man. Who was that that keyed up, Dave?
I'm not sure. Is that Playbuster?
Yes, sir. I'm not even looking at him. I can spin the beam towards Allentown and probably come up. Hold on. It's giving me about a 3 now, but about a 6 with the power kicked on.
Oh, man.
All right, what are you doing? Messing with that DX100?
No, well, I was, but I'm not now.
What you running now?
Shakespeare 740, Panasonic chassis, high-level plate modulated, 40-channel tube radio.
I think it always sounds good.
Yeah, it's a gooder. It's one of my favorites. Oh, the DX100 on 160 though, it's working fine business. OM.
Did you get a chance to instruct train on the finer points of operating that thing?
Yep. And I can see his eyes glaze over. I'm sure I'm gonna have to do that again.
Yeah, well, he may not be as enthused by boat anchors as maybe you are, or I am, or Dave is. He may prefer the simplicity of the icon.
Well, I told him, I says at this point it's been proven to work on 80 and 160, and that's really where you're going to want to use it. I guess I could try it out on 40 and see if it works there. But I was like, your best bet is leave it tuned up on 160 and just join us when we're there, or get on there whenever. And you never have to worry about it. Just turn it on, and it'll be all ready to go. Till you get used to it and familiar and feel more comfortable.
Yeah, he could get himself in a little bit of hot water if he's got to move too far, and then have to bring everything back online. Peak everything all back up again. It's a little intimidating for those who aren't intimately familiar with it.
Well, he understands tuning the final. It's the driver stage that you gotta take care of and all that, and then zero beating and getting the receiver to match and the transmitter where you want it to be, and it's a lot for the first go around. But I said, when you're ready, with your table, I'll bring it all over. We'll set it all up, make sure it's good to go, and just leave it parked on 160 for the while.
Or you can what's up, Peter? Make a little chart with some preset settings that get you real close. Just some fine tuning from there. That worked with me when I was learning how to use a Viking. I guess he doesn't hear me.
No, I heard you. Somebody else was talking that I was listening to that you don't hear. But good evening. Yeah, why was I feeding back? Yeah, I heard you there, Billy the Kid. Welcome to the Classic Radio Roundup. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. Make a little preset tuning chart. But then again, it's only been proven to work successfully on 80 and 160. And that's really what it's intended for anyway.
That's a good start.
We missed you on 160 tonight. Mike was in there.
Yeah, I just a little bit too tired to get all that stuff going and then do the band change for this. So I'm just kind of saying hi here, and in a week or two I'll have some more time to mess around with stuff like that. So.
Well, that's all right. Rather have you here or there than no place at all. So one or the other is fine. And I get the tiredness. Like if I wasn't committed to doing the damn video gates, I'd skip tonight and go to bed because it was a busy day today.
Oh no!
But I'm here. I'm not skipping it. Although I prefer to. I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm here. Everybody came in, so I spun the beam back over towards the west. I do, but I'm not even pointing that way. I'm horizontal and I'm pointing towards Pete, I guess, over that way. I was giving you like a 6. Yeah, I gotta get out of my truck and turn the beam. I gotta jump up in my bed and turn it again, but I don't know, I just wanted to play with this thing for a couple minutes here to see if the local guys can hear me on it.
Oh, we hear you there, Bassmaster, but you're going to make me break out the Rand McNally again. Sandbagger might be west of you, but I'm not.
You're not west at all of me? I don't have to travel at all west?
If you're in Red Hill, I am due south of you.
If I point this beam south, I don't think my signal's going to come up, because south is right in my house where my truck's parked.
Well, I'm just telling you where I know I am from you.
I'm going to spin it south to see if I come up any.
All right, well, you're an S8 right now.
All right, hold on.
And another interesting tidbit here. I'm listening to you two guys. And Pete, you're giving me a 9, which is not surprising. Bassmaster gives me about a 7 and goes slightly above. But if I'm listening on the ICOM on the 40-meter stick, he's S3, and I barely hear you. Go figure.
Well, I wonder if him being horizontal has anything to do with that.
I think it has everything to do with that. Because when Green Dog used to be in there on that horizontal, he used to come blasting in here on the stick antenna, and not so strong on the beam. Even though it was pointed away from him, I guess that was probably not helping. But for some reason, I get the horizontal plane coming in. Maybe that's why it works so well on 40. I don't know.
I think that lends credence to most of the work being done with that antenna is your rain gutter.
I think so, maybe.
South there, Pete.
Yeah, come on back.
Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2 on the audio.
You're a little bit stronger, not gangbusters, like maybe a half an S unit.
Yeah, 4 router. All right, well, I guess it doesn't really make no difference. The thing works good on DX, man. I love it, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, horizontal works good for DXing. But you're doing all right for local for being on the flat side. But yeah, you definitely went from about an 8 to better than an 8.5. And I think your audio came up stronger, so there's the difference. But yeah, it's doing its thing.
Yeah, Roger. All the neighbors look at me because I got a 2-element beam on a 10-foot pole hanging off the roof of my truck.
What'd you say there, Bite Buster?
I said now he's in the grass for me. Before he was giving me a 6, and now he's just barely moving that noodle.
Yeah, he's got the back door to you now.
Wow, he's horizontal.
Yeah, the fact that you hear him at all is pretty impressive.
That's that cross polarization.
Yeah, I don't hear him at all now. Good rejection.
Yeah, there's not going to be a ton of rejection on a 2-element beam, but there will be some for sure.
I'm going to spin it over towards Bike Buster. Give me a minute. I want to see if I come up any.
Yeah, let's see what the back door of that thing does to me.
Front door, back door, front door, back door.
Yeah, speaking of DX, sounds like there's a little bit of DX noise in the background going on too.
Oh no!
All right, Bike Buster. I'm looking at you, I think. Pretty loud for a while. And a lot of, I don't know, some of these guys they're all in the grass for me too.
Well, you're not in the grass, Billy.
Well, that's good. I'm kind of far away though, so you know, I'm not surprised I can't hear some of these guys.
There are some locals that you are stronger than. Guys that are 10 miles or less from me, you're stronger than.
Yeah, but what I'm doing over here is stupid.
It ain't stupid if it works.
I'm pointing at Bite Buster, I think. Now you sound a lot better, that's for sure. Yeah, I think if I pointed a little more east, I could probably get Billy the Kid. He's in what, Easton?
He's in Phillipsburg, but yeah, Easton. Yeah, he's across the river.
I don't know if he can hear you where I'm at now. Dang, it's hard to get in there. I hear you now. Hold on, I want to spin this a little east. Hold on.
Yeah, he says he does hear you.
I heard you fine. You're spinning it east. Yeah, well, he was giving me about a 7 now.
Didn't make a whole lot of difference to me. You know, he went to about an S8 or so. Didn't make a real big difference here.
I'm looking at Easton now, I think. No, you were a lot better spin it back the other way because I heard you fine a minute ago. Now you're really in the grass. Yeah, I don't know. I had him better where I was. Maybe I'm overshooting east a little bit.
Yeah, that's what he just said what you just said.
All right, hold on. I remember there's a mountain between you and him.
Yeah, but Billy's on top of the mountain.
A minute ago, and then he said he was spinning it east, and now I could barely hear him. I know. If he had it pointed at me, we both hear him really good.
He needs to break out a handheld Boy Scout compass and a Rand McNally.
Now, is that any better? Yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah, I copy it. You're a little light in my receipt, but I'm like I said, I'm flat. I'm just experimenting, that's all. Yeah, copy on experimenting with the flat, but I hear you well enough to talk to you now.
The funny thing is now you're as strong as ever in all those directions of your beam. Now you're a 9.5 to me. So I don't know what that's worth, but you're the strongest to me now than all the other ways you pointed.
I'm pointing more north than anything. Pretty much due north right now.
Yeah, well, you're giving me an 8.5 to almost a 9.
Well, how close? Where's the antenna? Is it close to some metal? It's on the roof of my truck. It's a Mako V-Quad. It's 10 feet off the roof of my truck. Oh, here you go. So it's reflecting off some building or something.
Did you post a picture of that on Faceplant? Because I just saw one the other day.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I posted one the other day on the top of the truck. It's not a permanent mount. I got Penny Snatcher's gonna help me with a different kind of mount, but it's just something temporary right now. I have it up with. Oh, you know Penny Snatcher?
Everybody knows Panty Snatcher.
And that he's the one. He was up here. Actually, these are his masks. He let me use or gave me. I don't know if I can know, but anyway, he was up here, trying to troubleshoot it with me, and I had the freaking gamma match hooked up wrong. I was wondering why my SWR was so bad. I finally figured that out.
Panty Snatcher's like poo at the wastewater treatment plant. It's all over the place.
And his signal is like fluttery and stuff, so it probably is reflecting off something, at least to get to me.
I hate operator error.
Oh, no. Hello there, 507.
I was just running all this energy into the grid of my tube that's turned off.
Ouch.
That's not going to work. It's not going to. No, it doesn't care. It could care less, but yes, it doesn't work.
All right, as long as it's not an ouch, but yeah, it's not gonna amplify anything. It probably suppresses.
Yeah, it was cold. It's just like the plate current's like, ow! What are you doing? What's wrong with you?
What's up there, 507?
Billy, man, I tried calling you with 5 watts and you couldn't hear me. What's wrong with your stuff?
I don't know, but I saw you tuning around, I think, like sliding on in on frequency. I saw that.
Yeah, that was me. Sorry to interrupt. Yes, that was me. And then when I hit the foot switch, it stuck it through the MRI tube, which is off.
Well, at least you're here now.
Roger. All right, put me in line.
All right. And that's exactly why I didn't fire up on 160 anyway.
Yeah, I hear you. Where's the guy with the beam? I like those. Yeah, but it's on the flat side.
On his truck.
He's in Red Hill.
It's got to go around the turn real fast, and then you can get it vertical.
Get on a 45-degree hill and split the polarity.
You know what? That works really well. I've done that. The 45-degree thing, it's not bad.
I circular polarized a PDL too, and that worked excellent.
Right hand or left hand?
Either or, I could do both. I could do dual polarity, left or right hand circular.
Yeah, well, 45 degrees and circular are not the same thing. And 45 degrees is only 3 dB down on both the vertical and the horizontal, which I can't understand how to prove that mathematically.
Well, I know circular polarization completely reduces fading on E-skip propagation.
Okay.
It does. I'm sure there's a video gate there somewhere with me doing it.
Is that on the extra test?
I took the extra test so long ago, I couldn't tell you what's on the extra test.
I asked if it was on the extra test.
Again, they've revamped the extra test 3 or 4 times since I took it 25 years ago. Actually, 27 or 28 years ago.
These guys, they're on the air once a week or twice a week, and they're interesting. We hate them.
You and Pete have about the same carrier power, but his audio and modulation covers you up real bad, so he won the key down.
Oh man, I guess I gotta move closer to you.
Or just add a few more dB to the wall socket.
Yeah. Forward gain from the wall socket completely make me irrelevant.
Why would I do that when I can do it on 10?
I hear him better on sideband.
This radio does not have sideband, so I can't do that.
Oh no!
But it does have high-level plate modulation.
More like hiding modulation, but that's good enough.
What?
It's more like hiding modulation, but that's good enough.
Oh, here you go getting all technical again.
We got into this once, you know.
How many times I've heard like modified hiding, all that stuff. I don't know.
Hiding doesn't need a transformer.
No, well, it does. It's a choke. Same thing as a transformer, but it doesn't transform.
Yeah, it's just a choke, but basically the plates of your audio output and the plate of your RF output are tied together. It's like direct coupling.
That's right. You just have a Heising reactor. And modulation tubes waveform is imposed on the plate of the RF tube. But in CB radios, it's not quite that bad.
Well, the way you just described that sounds like you're modulating the plate of the final to me, i.e. plate modulation.
Yeah, you could call it that, but it resembles Heising, which is a type of modulation. You're just not going through a transformer. You know, it's directly coupled. And all the Panasonic chassis radios do that.
So, speaking to simpletons like me, everything you just said sounds like I'm modulating the plate of the final to me.
Well, the difference is the percentage of modulation you can get. You can only get 90% with strictly Heising, and you can get 100% with what all those old CB radios do.
I don't know. I think this thing does 100%. It could probably do more positive.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't go below 100% negative. It seems to be better on the positive side.
Yeah, well, who the hell wants to go below 100% negative? Yeah, I'm speaking of positive. They don't have enough audio bandwidth to be asymmetrical, so they're pretty close, positive and negative, all those old rigs. because the audio is so skinny. You need audio bandwidth before you get asymmetry.
Well, that's true. This is CB radio. It wasn't made for that.
I don't know. Still seems to be one of my louder radios.
Them do that. It ain't easy. And then when you get there, it's like, why did I do that?
I'd like to understand the inverse feedback thing more with the setup like I have.
Well, what do you want to do? You want to clean up an analog stage? You just take a small amount, you flip it backwards, and you apply it to the input. Very, very much attenuated, like, 45 dB maybe, more than that.
So you do it with you do it with the audio?
Yeah, you can do it with audio. If you go and look at old tube amplifiers from, World War II era, hi-fi ones like they use in theaters, there's a voltage divider coming off the output of it, and it goes all the way back to one of the early stages. Sometimes they apply it to the cathode. That's an easy place to do it. And what it does is it knocks the gain down, but it also knocks the crap down by the same amount. So now you have less gain, but you have way less crap.
Yeah, that's cool. All that stuff I'm using is overpowered anyway.
Well, yeah, if you got something you want to clean up and you got an extra gain, that's how you do it. Let me shut up for a bit.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think there's any. All the stuff works pretty damn well. I was just interested because, it's the next step, I guess you would go if you really wanted to go crazy. I think I should focus on that gates and cleaning that thing up and dragging it somewhere where you can get it on the air for the winter time.
Yeah, man, I'd love to hear that.
That thing deserves to be on the air.
And we could send some pictures to Phil.
Oh, that's even better. I didn't even think of that, but yeah.
You could say failure with a PH instead of F. Failure Phil, here you go. This is what one of these looks like when it's working. Have a nice day.
Yeah, and let me just add, AM Facebook sucks.
Base plant? Oh, no.
Sorry, folks, we can't help ourselves, especially me.
I don't think anyone can help you.
Depends whether or not they own a forklift. Can I get a radio check on my new radio?
Right?
Go ahead.
Well, thank you. What about a Spitfire? Are we making the trip out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania? Radio station 327. The old Sandman waving.
Yeah, you're making it. Hello, Sandman. I hear you. You're on the gate. You made it to my radio receiver here on Classic Radio Roundup. Good evening, Sandman.
Yes, good evening. We're right back, Spitfire, and everybody else around the band there. Good to hear you all, and yeah, I'm not going to tie it up for long. I just wanted to get an idea what the audio sounded like, and I got a little something to listen to now. I'll go check it out. But I guess it sounds clear enough, right?
Oh yeah, you got nothing to complain about. Good signal, good audio, no trouble at all. Check it out on the video gate sometime tomorrow when I get it uploaded. There was somebody else in there, they broke in just before you, said they were testing out a new radio, and it sounded like Green Dog, so hang on a second, let me see if Green Dog is in there, or whoever that masked man was. Who was out there wanting to test out a new radio? Brigger?
He was just talking.
Oh, well, I'm not hearing them then.
You heard me, now you don't hear me.
I heard you a little bit up here. That's where that was.
Yeah, he's giving me about a 4, but I hear him.
All right, I have to pump it up for you a little bit. Hello out there, Classic Radio Roundup.
Now you're up to a 6. You're doing a lot better. What radio is that you got, Greeny?
1996 Cobra 29 LTD Classic.
Oh, there you go. That's it's a little out of the classic category for classic radio roundup criteria, but it's a good radio.
Well, that's the thing. I bought this box lot of a bunch of stuff for $1 on an online auction. This is the only radio that works. The other Cobra I got is a 29 LTD, no classic, made in Taiwan, but that thing only half works. I can't get no transmit out of it.
Ah, well. For $1, what are you going to do?
That's what I'm saying, but using the stock mic, if it sounds all right, I'll keep it.
Sounds really good, actually, for a stock mic. Nothing wrong with that radio.
I did goose the modulation up a little bit, but that's as far as I went.
Can't hear you barefoot, but you're doing great now.
Yeah, you were right in and out of my noise barefoot. But yeah, now you're doing just fine. Sounds good. You're on the gate.
All right, guys, I'm going to 10-7.
Yeah, Bassmaster.
See you there, Bassmaster. Good to hear you on. Now that we're friends on Faceplant.
Yeah, all right there, Robin Hood. No big deal. I'm actually facing probably south now because I jumped down a channel. I was trying to talk to somebody. But anyway, take care, gentlemen. Anybody can hear me. You know who it is. The biggest mud duck in Montgomery County. I'm back quiet.
Hello, Bassmaster. Bye, Bassmaster Night Train. Oh, there he is.
4-hour waving night train. All right, man. I want to go get some food in the old stomach there. 10-foot.
The train is in the station.
It's not even dark yet.
I just wanted to do a have a hum. Check for a hum. Every time I use this radio, JR busts me for a hum. Any hum in here? I'm not hearing it. It's not significant anyway. Alright, so it's not enough to be busting me. I don't want to put no caps in this thing no time soon. Hello, around the band, the train is signing on. What radio is that? That's the Cornell Dubler. The 3-metered wonder there. Yeah, the little 3 meters are made by Trueline. That's what they boast. You see, it's got Trueline's name on it. You know who makes Trueline?
And Cornell Dublier.
Cornell Dublier. That's hard for me, man. I gotta go back to school.
I don't like French stuff, but I know that one. Your bud Billy is in there calling you, Train.
Hello there, Billy. Kick it back. Let the train hear you.
Hey, Night Train. Yeah, it's tough to get in there. I'm waving a hand. What's going on?
Not too much, man. I was listening to you guys for a while. I didn't want to break it up because y'all were deep into plate modulation and antenna gain and reverse modulation versus forward, and I didn't want to touch it right away. I figured I'd wait a little while because I didn't want to break the subject up. 10-4.
That was Hindenburg modulation.
No, that's Hiding modulation.
Good grief.
Well, I didn't hear nothing you said, Billy. You can kick it back and try that again.
And that's you. You're sounding good over here, but I'm going to get going because I got to go to bed. The alarm goes off real early, man, so...
That was all tongue-in-cheek.
It's been fun, everybody. I'm out. 631, signing out.
All right, Billy, man, I hate to see you go as soon as I get in there, but I understand, man. Put it on you later. Be your night train. I'm quiet.
Yep. Hate to see you go so soon there, Billy, but glad to have you a little bit anyway. And by the way, that DX100 that you put on Train, I will get that on the air.
Oh, hell yeah, man. It deserves it. It's nice, man. Just, you got to... VFO is probably a little screwy, but it's a nice radio. Anyway, catch you later.
Catch you later. Yeah, it'll be a work, but at some point, my goal is to get that thing resurrected. See ya, Billy, 7-3.
Good night, Billy. Thanks for
Bill.
Talk to you next time. Man, that transmitter's been around more than my ex-wife.
Bye, Billy.
What's going on there, Night Train?
Is that Bite Buster?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, man?
And we're going to be sweating tomorrow.
Why, what's up?
Oh, they want like 100 degrees, man.
Oh, no. I think I will be working in the air conditioning house tomorrow. I thought that the heat wave was over.
Oh, it's coming back.
That was the last heat wave. This is the next heat wave.
I thought Friday was going to be the bad day.
Yeah, I thought it was, start warming up on Friday. I didn't know tomorrow was going to be nasty.
91 tomorrow, 96 Friday.
Well, that ain't nothing. I'm going to be out there in both of those then.
Oh, it's 100 degrees plus every day where I work, so that ain't nothing.
Any chance of rain, some thunderstorm or shower to come in and break it up, or what? On Friday. All right, because I see that little grass that turned brown. I see stuff in the middle of it that's still living, but I don't feel like getting out there watering it.
You're supposed to water it if you want it to look good.
I know, man, but I'm busy now, and I've been busy. I'm tired. I'm weary. I'm worn.
Did you get a table built?
No, but I did slice the wood up, Pete. Guess what I sliced it up from, Pete? I sliced it up from some studs that were inside of the wall down at my father's house in Philadelphia. 2x4s was almost 4x4s. I sliced them rascals down, man, and put them through the table saw and got them all nice and clean. Got rid of the nails and things, and I'm about ready.
Yeah, repurposed, recycled. Well, just so you know, I was exercising your equipment tonight, and it's working fine business.
Did you get it to work on 11 meters?
Not even going to try.
All right, because you had it on 11 meters one day. Everybody was boasting how good it sounded. How come it don't do 11 meters anymore?
Well, it does, but it's kind of tricky, and it doesn't get the proper current that it's supposed to have on the grid. So I don't want to hurt nothing.
5/7. What's the reason for that?
You know what? Based on my extensive experience, that thing will work almost as well on 11 as it does on 160, but it doesn't right now, and there's a reason. And we can get to that reason. Let's just hook it up, use it there, and wait for something else annoying, and then we'll peel it apart again. You know, that would be something to do in early December.
He's like a politician.
Buster said you were like a politician, but it sounds good to me.
I probably do sound like a politician. The only difference is that I can make stuff happen. Come here.
There you go, Buster. Now take that.
He can make stuff happen without his hands in your pockets.
Oh, yeah, that's a trick.
I think that was one of the first purchases that I made, man, the thing's going around the block and hasn't even made it home yet.
I got a Watergate. If Pete didn't send it to you, if you want to hear how it's doing. It works. It's usable. Actually, it's better than usable. You sound better than the other guy we were talking to.
Other guy.
Does he realize what we're talking about when we say 6 meters?
Yes, I do. Billy the Kid keyed me in.
No, the guy we were talking. Yeah, I know you got it now. Then, but does Dave knows who I'm talking about? Does he realize what we're talking about?
No idea.
It didn't seem like he was clued in.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's been around for a while. He's got a lot going on, Pete. You know when I tell you about somebody who's got a lot going on, then I'm not kidding.
Oh, I believe it, and he's alluded to some of that. Yeah, he's kind of busy. He's almost like Train with one arm. You know, if Train had one arm, you know, busy as a one-arm paper hanger. And most of that's true with train.
Yeah, I never thought about that. I never really met a one-arm paper hanger. I've been hearing about them for 60 years, and now I know one.
Oh man, I'm not no one-arm paper hanger. Don't let me lose my other arm, man.
Mean your arm doesn't work. It just means it's being used to do something else. You know, life, whatever you got to do, and the other arm that's left is for hanging paper.
Yeah, right now you just need to keep your carpenter skills sharp.
Yeah, I was doing my little thing, but I had to slice that wood down because it was rough and raw, very raw, and a lot of splinters, little nails, etc. And I put it on that table saw, man, sliced those edges off. I took like a quarter of an inch off, half inch, and I got it like kind of where I want it. Now I can go ahead and build a frame. I'm looking for a tabletop.
Did you get any old-time scent out of that?
Old-time what?
Old-time scent, you know. You slice it up. It doesn't smell like cedar, but it smells like something.
You know, that's just it, Dave. I sniffed it just to see what it smelled like. You know, since it's well over 100 years old, right? Don't you know it didn't hardly have any scent, man? It don't. I says, well, it's just that dry that there's no aroma. That wood is cured in every sense of the word.
Yeah, you're slicing it instead of burning through it. Yep.
Yeah, I took the edges off of it because it was real crude and give you splinters. I could have left them on there, but then I had to paint it to death to keep you from hurting yourself when you handle it. But you know what? I'm just going to slice the edges off of this and make it nice. The stuff was straight, like from the factory. And we took out one wall down there. This was, I think, in 2018. I don't know. Can't remember. But anyhow, we did a little renovation and we decided to take this one wall out so there would be no hallway leading to the dining room. It would be all open, you know. And I figured, well, I use them because they were almost like little railroad ties. You know what? I think I'll use these. They gotta line the gardens or something with them. And the wife was like, ah. And I'm like, all right then, you know. So I took them up. I had them in the shed for about 5 years, I don't know, up on the rafters. Took them down, took them outside for a little while because of renovations. And, man, when I sliced that stuff up, it was like, it didn't even know it rained on it.
That's great, man. That's a fitting tribute to those who came before us building stuff. It was in your dad's place and all that. I got some ancient woodwork stuff here. Someday you'll see it. And you'll be like, yeah. That's great. And knowing it's going to be holding up that other stuff, you know, we could go over to your shed sometime. You got to do it near December 21st, like the shortest day of the year, so it's dark. But we can like have one of them seances out there. We can maybe contact some of those folks from back then.
Yeah, the past radio operators and the past people that walked by those pieces of wood. That'd be a good seance area.
Seance at train. Say what?
That wood hasn't been within 100 miles of a Home Depot if it's that straight.
Maybe we can contact Captain Coleslaw. You know, you're talking, Bagger. Yeah, that wood was different. It was dry all the way through to the core. So there was no aroma, no sap, no smell when you cut it. I'm like, man, that's an experience within itself.
Probably real tight rings on the grain.
I'll burn a little piece.
Put right on my fireplace. It'll burn real nice. Yeah, that's what my buster was saying, burn a little piece. Well, I know the smell of that wood burning, though, because, you know, they had that knob and tube
type electrical down there in the city, and from time to time the mice would get in the wall and complete a circuit, and then that old wood would burn inside of the wall. Sometimes it'd be on fire inside of the wall, and you don't even know it. And then one day it'd break out. But I remember one lady, she was saying that she felt the wall was hot. You know, her husband says, that's nothing, you know. This wall's hot, you know, it seemed hot. You know, and she just wouldn't let it go, but it stayed hot for quite a little bit of time, and so she decided to call the fire department. They busted that wall open, man, that wood was in there like Johnny Smokers, you know. All it needed was some oxygen to kind of help it along, but for now, it was just in there smoldering. Old wood. Those houses were made back in the early 1900s, and you figure, well, the trees had to be around a long time in order to produce wood that thick, which means that the trees was around before the early 1920s, so that means that wood was actually from the 1800s, and I think it's appropriate for holding up them 100-pound radios.
Phone anchors being held by old wood.
You know, smoldering for years.
Yeah, that wood will smolder, man. It'll smolder. You get it in the right atmosphere, and it'll smolder, baby. Smoldering. Smolder.
Like a...
Richard Pryor said, people will get out of your way when you're on fire.
You better believe it.
Remember that when he burnt himself up? Huh, man.
I do. He was my favorite comedian, man. I used to have the album, you know, on tape. Or, I don't know, it might have been on 8-track. I don't know. You know, he's going back a little ways there, 5/7. And I had a 1970 Skylark. And the boys was all in, you know, well, in those days, my name was Wild Child. It wasn't Night Train. It was Wild Child. Wild Child had that, and we went down the River Drive. We driving around. Richard Pryor was on. And, of course, he was funny. You know, that was good old humor back then.
Oh, yeah, I get that. He was great. He was groundbreaker, too. He held on when he was in bad health. He had that woman taking care of him. He probably lived 4 or 5 years longer just because he found somebody good to take care of him.
That part's good because he came down a long, long ways. Believe it or not, the man reminded me of my father for looks and my older brother. They had that look. I didn't get that look. I look different.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, good times. Bill Cosby was funny back then, too. I thought Bill Cosby, they were just giving him a hard time, you know. But no, he turned out to be Bill Cosby.
Yeah, he was Bill. Roy Richard was different. He might have jumped around the block a little bit, but I never known him to do it dirty, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, oh man, that is pervasive. I mean, that is everywhere. It's just everywhere. How the hell do you fix that?
Can't fix it.
They're only men.
Well, you know, when you get a hold of a bunch of money, you can make a whole lot of things happen. Might not be good, but it will happen, right, Pipe Buster?
That's for sure. Like I said, they're only men.
I think that's why God hasn't blessed me with tons of money, because I would have made some things happen. Not all of it would have been good.
Yeah, you'd be a human just like the rest of them. Think of Sandbagger with a bunch of money.
Oh, no.
Be off the hook.
As long as they spread it.
What kind of hook would that be?
See, if they spread it around, then that's doing good.
Oh, I'd have been spreading it around in all the wrong places.
Yeah, well, that's what happens, when you get up there like that, you're out there like that. I mean, well, every day you're probably figuring out something to do.
I'd have been hanging out with Hunter Biden.
Who?
I'd have been hanging out and doing what Hunter Biden was doing.
What is he doing?
Oh, if you don't know, I'm not going to say it on the air. I'll get it demerit.
He was doing his coke and everything else.
Was that cocaine?
Yeah, snorting coke off of hookers' butts.
I know.
Wouldn't that be known as crack?
Well,
Crap.
he did that too. In a recent interview, he's telling you how to make it and how crack was better than coke because it was pure.
Crack off the crack.
Yeah, I heard that stuff. But you know what? I can't believe that dude is still around. And whenever you see somebody that got away with a whole lot, it's only a matter of time.
That guy got away with lots. I mean, not just that, but I mean all kinds of other stuff too, like with the wives and girlfriends and illegal weapons and throwing them in dumpsters, passing out in swimming pools in Las Vegas with oh, that guy must be like a cat with 9 lives.
Yeah, he probably been in and out of a few rehabs in between. I don't know how he stay alive that long like that.
Some people are built they can take more abuse. Look at Keith Richards.
Yeah, Keith Richards is a prime example that you can do sex, drugs, and rock and roll and still live to be 100.
He was always low profile, right?
Well, Ozzy Osbourne died, and when Keith Richards finally dies, we'll all be in trouble.
How old was Ozzy Osbourne?
I don't know, honestly.
75.
How much? 95?
75.
75?
Yeah, but what did him in is around 08, he was in a bad ATV accident. And then within a couple of years after that, he got Parkinson's. So I think that ATV accident probably knocked a couple of years off.
Now, did you guys notice that funeral directors, they live a long, long, long time? What's the deal on that? Anybody ever noticed that? They be like burying you, man, and burying your parents. They burying, oh man, and they be still around. What's the deal on that?
They got access to the embalming fluid.
Oh, y'all triple.
They're part of the undead, man. They're like Dracula and stuff. What do you think that embalming fluid does?
That's what I said. They got access to the embalming fluid.
They be living a long time. You ever noticed that?
Yeah, they're the undead, man. You never see them in the daylight, really. Only in that subdued lighting.
Yeah, and they're all pasty looking too.
Right, they're all pasty white,
Mummifying themselves.
Roger the mummified.
Oh, seriously, man. Some of them do that.
How?
You can look it up. They start drinking certain things and, coating stuff on their skin. Yeah.
Imagine that. You're walking around half dead.
I'm going to have to send you a link. It's freaky.
I wonder if being half dead might not be better than being completely dead.
Well, that's why they get worshipped at the end. They put him up on a shrine and they worship him like he's still alive, because he's mummified himself.
Oh, wow. I know one thing, I was working at a funeral home at night, because you have to do strange hours. You have to work around all of the funerals when you're hanging the wallpaper. And the seedy characters was ringing the doorbell in the wee hours of the morning. Trust me when I tell you this. They weren't coming to be buried.
Yeah, well, did you open the door for him and say, "Would you bring me for lunch?"
No, actually, there was a guy there, on duty at night. They come to see him. Yeah, I knew what that was all about. He's trying to say he reaches out to the community and help out a little around the band. But you look at that fellow, he ain't coming around there for no charity.
I have an aunt who she's not a blood relative aunt. She's married in, but her family owns a funeral home down in South Philadelphia called Stolfo's, and they sponsor. This is a no esser. They sponsor a softball league. The girls softball and boys softball, whatever, baseball league, and the team is called Stolfo's Diggers.
Oh, wow. Oh, boy, they ain't playing around, are they?
I loved when I was down at the station down at Navy Yard for 3 years for the mummers parades. I'd go hang out at the Stolfo funeral home. And they had like all this big, Italian buffet food and everything, liquor and stuff. So you're hanging out at the mummers parade, you get a little cold, a little hungry, go over to the funeral home, get something to eat, get warmed up, go back outside. It was a great place to hang out.
Yo, Pete, we all about living down here, eh? That's what it's all about, you enjoy yourself. As long as you living, you ought to get something out of life, eh?
Come in, warm up, manja, help yourself.
Hey, you're not so far off over there. I think you're on to something.
This guy's on to something. I knew he had it going on, but I wasn't sure just whether he was connected or not, eh?
Oh, they were great people to hang out with.
This man's gonna end up with a horse in his bed.
Yeah, you could get yourself one of them 2879 boxes, capiche?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, man. And we can go down on 6 meters.
6 meters, nobody knows.
Check one.
I'm glad the gate's going because this is good stuff.
Yeah. The man was a bad dude, man. And then he disrespected the family, and now he's in there with the fishes.
Except if you keep eating that stuff cooked by a Siciliano, you're gonna wind up with some kind of arterial sclerosis.
That's because that guy's really dangerous. That's what it is. This guy's really dangerous.
The thing is they all talk like that too.
Doesn't everybody talk like this?
Steve, I'm not like the rest of the guys, am I? Really, I'm not like all the others. Like, yeah, Jimmy, you just like all. I'm not really like that. Just like all the rest of them. The guy wants to buy fish, let him buy fish. Sell that man some fish. Tell him I sent you down there, hey?
He says he doesn't have any fish. There's fish all underneath for the counter there. He says he doesn't have fish.
You tell him I said sell you some fish.
After that, I could go there all the time.
I see you got a brilliant future on the longer wavelengths.
And those are some really long wavelengths. And now his eyes were opened when I unrolled that dipole. How long is this thing? It's only a quarter wavelength, or a half wavelength total.
I was wondering how long that thing was there, 5 or 7 feet out there with his arrow playing Robin Hood.
You'll notice I didn't get involved in that part of the operation.
Why?
I do the indoor stuff at my age now. I let other people do the outdoor stuff.
Oh, smart man.
Hey, I do what I'm good at. That's hanging antennas.
Well, he definitely did a good job out there, man, and he had the look and everything.
Yeah, you just have to paint the damn ropes brown.
Let me tell you something. If I'm out with my wife and she flips the truck over 6 or 7 times, and I wind up, I can't see nothing, I can't move, all I can do is key up a radio, I would probably get Pete over here to work on my antenna.
There you go. Shouldn't you have Pete working for you? That's right, and for a limited time only, countywide antennas is available to the general public. Specifications are subject to change, terms and conditions may apply.
Are you turning your mic gain down or something? Because it seems like your audio is getting weaker.
Oh, is it really?
It was.
Very weak.
I think he's just doing his Italian impression, and the volume goes down and from him.
Bike Buster, is it down on your end?
Oh, yeah.
You want me to raise it up a little?
Yeah, a lot.
I think you get off mic sometimes. You're doing like, baby, 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 baby.
Alright, now that better for everybody?
Oh, everybody keyed up at once.
It's louder.
Alright, kick it back there, Bike Buster. Let me know, since he's usually have the hardest time hearing me.
That's better, that's better. And, you know, you shouldn't have your bed right next to your radio because you tend to fall asleep.
Well, right now I'm wide awake. Can't you tell?
Oh, you were far away from the mic.
Yeah, sometimes I'll turn a little bit. It's a handheld microphone. And sometimes I turn it across like that. Yeah. You know, I don't know. The wife always says I talk too loud.
Well, that DX100, you could talk quiet from halfway across the room, and it's going to pick you up.
All right. Yeah. How you like that faceplate, Pete?
Well, it'll look nicer once I get it on the radio, but I'll have to squeeze out some time to do that this weekend.
I hope you don't hurt that faceplate. Hey, Dave, he got a brand new faceplate for that radio, man. I went up to Billy's and picked it up.
Yeah, man. So, I wanted to ask you on the air, or face-to-face, which we're not yet. So this is good enough. What you think about? What you think about the BTK Chalet?
Oh, man. It was like going to an exhibit. And it was like walking into another whole world of radios. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. You know, I've heard people talking, I've heard people bragging, but I've never seen it up close and personal, man. And as far as I was concerned, his house was the radio station.
That's great. I wish I rolled the video on that so I could send it to him. And just going up the hill to his place, you know? And once you get there, you look around and you look at the sky. It's like, wait a minute, the sky don't look like this where I live.
I know, it's beautiful up there. His elevation is 990 feet because Night Train had on his altimeter.
Yeah, man, so all he needs is a ground plane 15 feet above the ground.
And that's what he had. It was more than 15 feet, but yeah, it was a Mako V5A. I'm like, man, all this guy got is a Mako V5A and a bunch of wires around here. Then we go inside. Oh, man. I seen Big Blue, man. I was very impressed. We have to make sure nothing like that happens here.
Oh, my God, Big Blue. He probably told you a story about Big Blue and where Big Blue was.
He told me who built Big Blue and the history of Big Blue.
Roger. Yeah. Well, the thing I use on 160 is the cheap-ass knockoff of Big Blue. Because everything was ordered in duplicate, and it all sat around for 15 years. And then it's like, all right, I'm going to build another one out on my back deck as fast as possible. And that's just what I did.
All right, that was awesome. What was that case, man? Was that like a server, one of them IBM servers? That case that it was encased in?
It came from a guy that was cleaning out. They had clean rooms and they had computer server rooms. They had all this stuff over in Dayton, New Jersey. Some company went bankrupt and they were supposed to throw it all out in the dumpster, and they knew me and some of my friends were like, you got to come over here and rescue this. So I got a pair of those blue cabinets, just like that. And then I put that in the original customer's place. Two of those racks separated by about 7 feet. And we put countertop in between them. So all of his radio stuff was on the countertop between it. On the right-hand side was his driver amps and his audio gear, and the left-hand side was blue like you saw. And it worked out really well. It was a nice layout until he got on the air one night on 20 meters, because that's what blue was built for, and his ceiling tile started landing on the floor. He was hearing don't, and it was the 60s John's Manville ceiling tile, expensive ceiling tile that had this goop, this brownish goop that you'd glue it up with. Well, he was heating up the ceiling with the amplifier, and the ceiling tiles that were 1 foot by 1 foot squares started landing on the floor.
Yeah, I wonder what it would have done to that wood that I bought from my father's house. That might have been smoldering until this day.
I don't know. Anyway, after that, we came up with an air handler through the wall.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I was very impressed with that, but I don't want that. In other words, you know how you see things you want? You mean, man, I want me one of those. I don't even want that. That thing looks lethal.
It will if it falls on you.
Oh, you know.
My high voltage.
DL100s, those are lethal if you get your fingers on them.
Yeah, absolutely correct. But Pete did a good job, man, getting these little things together for me, man. We did a little demonstration Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday late morning, and kind of went over things together, and we're getting ready to move on to stage 5.
That's going to be a lot of fun, especially when the nights get longer. That's going to be a lot of fun, man.
Like all of this just to talk on a radio?
Well, yeah.
Unless you want to get on and say, I have downloaded my new software, and I think there's a problem.
You know what I think they should do? They should have Italian down-getters, you know. This is Spanky, and I just got down.
Yeah, well, how do you know they don't have those? You just, they're not making a thing out of it, and you can see what's going on. They might be out there behind the scenes.
Long winter nights behind long wavelengths, looking at glowing glass tubes. Oh, the fun. It's all going to be worth it.
And you with your Class D solid state radio.
Well, yeah, but I got a DX100 to work on.
Speaking about radios, what are we running for Classic Radio Roundup tonight?
I am running a realistic Navajo Pro TRC-40.
Shakespeare 740. Shakespeare 740.
All right. Yeah, anybody else got classics on tonight?
Trinidad, SPE3.
Roger on that Trinidad. What's going on, JR?
That's a Frankendad.
That is a Frankendad indeed. But by golly, it's my Frankendad. Oh, I don't know. In here making some coax jumpers there. I've listened to y'all for a while.
Hey, hello, JR. While we're taking a turn here, let's do a welfare check. Where's Wayne?
I'm here listening.
I'm here.
I'm in here listening. There he is, by golly.
What's going on, Wayne?
Hello, Night Train. Yeah, I've been listening all night, but I can't hear Bite Buster and a couple of the other people, so I've just been quiet.
Do you hear Dave out there at the Macy-Dixie line?
Not on this radio.
No, but you can hear him on 80 meters when he's there.
Yep.
So you know he really exists.
Yeah, he can hear Dave on 80 meters better than he can hear me on 80 meters, and I'm 2 miles away.
Weird that way.
That's not weird.
Why? Because of the band?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where somebody, 300 miles away will give you a better signal than a guy 3 miles away.
Especially if you've got a good antenna. If you've got a really good antenna, you don't have...
Yeah, I hear Dave down in Brandywine, or in that area. No problem on 80 meters.
Yeah, but you don't hear him now because he just cut his lips off.
Now, 507, do you hear Wayne when he key up tonight?
I can detect his carrier, but that's it.
All right, on the carrier detector.
I can hear him. 20 feet more mast. 20 feet more mast.
You detect him too, Buster?
Oh, I can hear him. Clearly.
Oh, wow, he can hear you, Wayne. Clearly.
Wow, I'm amazed. I hear Bite Buster on sideband, no problem, but on AM, I don't hear him. But this radio is only dead keen at 2.5 watts.
I'll be honest with you, I've never really understood sideband. I understood a carrier in class, they tried to explain it to me when, I was 17 years old, probably. And I figured, well, the carrier, that's the signal and then the modulation rod on the carrier. But when they said they take the carrier away, that blew my mind, that there's no carrier. I'm like, well, what's going to carry the signal from point A to point B?
The modulated sideband. So let me make it real easy. So you're familiar with the Oreo cookie, right? So an Oreo cookie, you got the cream. That's the carrier. It doesn't do anything but taste sweet. The cookie's where the meat's at. That's where the information is. You got a lower sideband cookie and an upper sideband cookie surrounding your cream carrier. So when you go to sideband, you strip one cookie away and the cream away. You don't have one of the sidebands and you don't have the carrier, but you still got the meat of the cookie.
Right, but what makes it travel through the air? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Still a radiated frequency. When a carrier doesn't do anything but give the receiver something to lock onto to carry the both sidebands. You strip away the carrier, that's why you got to be right on frequency when you're on single sideband, because you got no carrier to lock onto.
Yeah, I thought the carrier was more or less like like the bus. You ride on the bus. It carries you from point A to point B. And here, lo and behold, you take away the carrier, how are they going to get there?
The information is all on the sidebands. The carrier has zero information. It doesn't do anything but carry the sidebands. It gives the receiver something to lock onto, to center on, so that information on the sidebands can be detected in the receiver. You strip away one cookie and the cream, and you still got the information on one of the sidebands.
Hey,
Yeah.
I sent you a link. What?
It's that or Uber.
right, I'll check it out. Bye, Buster. Thanks, man.
That'll explain the whole deal.
All right, I'll have to go through that because that was like one of those high school questions, and the teacher answered it, and I just had to, kind of go along with it because it was like it wasn't going in, man. I just wasn't getting it. I couldn't. And there was another one, that used to get me, when they say everything go to ground, this is the such and such a voltage and the negative side go to ground. I was trying to figure out, man, where's the other wire at? It took me a long time to figure that thing out.
Now you really want to make your head spin. Negative bias voltage. That made my head spin. So your ground, let's say my negative bias is minus 22 volts. The minus 22 volts is on the ground. The positive is the wire. That made my head spin. How could you have minus 22 volts? What?
Yeah, I still didn't get that yet either when they do that negative bias on the grid. I still don't have that, but I figured, well, let it be.
Gotta have negative bias, otherwise the tube will run away and glow red.
Yeah, but I was first introduced to that negative voltage. I'm like, how can you have negative voltage?
I figured they used the bottom side of the sine wave or something, detect it and capture all of the bottom of the loop. I don't know.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, but how do they capture it?
Just rectify the opposite side. Instead of the stuff that's going positive, it's the stuff that goes negative.
All right, well, see, that makes sense. What you think of that, Pete?
That helps to clarify and solidify something I've already understand. Just understand it a little bit better now.
Yeah, I mean, a sine wave is 180 degrees, and then another 180 degrees the opposite way. So, a diode will rectify going one way or the other. So you have positive has the positive half of the sine wave, and you have the negative half of the sine wave. So you can do either one.
Yeah, but it was hard to understand that you're using the chassis, for the positive side. Or I think, do I have that right? Anyway, where wait a minute, that's the ground for everything else. How can that be the positive side?
Oh no.
Well, it's not the positive side; it's the reference side. It's ground, and when you rectify negative with respect to ground, then you go, the voltage goes negative, just like it goes positive when you rectify it the other way. Ground is ground; it's zero volts. So if you put negative voltage on it, then it goes negative. Positive.
Yeah, but that's not the same thing as English positive earth, though. That's where I had trouble wrapping my head around. I understand positive earth, where the plus side of the battery goes to ground and everything else that's hot is negative, which this is not the same thing.
I don't think Pete's so positive.
Yeah. I guess my only good word of advice to you is don't cross the streams.
It's really interesting, though, but perhaps 507 will shed some light on that.
Putting the oscilloscope on that, I'm going to have to do that. Now I want to see that on the scope.
What, DC voltage?
No, the minus 22 volts.
Well, it's DC, man. It'll show you the same way as the voltmeter will.
Well, it won't show up different on the scope because the voltmeter will show negative 22 volts.
And the scope will show negative 22 volts.
But the sine wave will look the same as a positive 22 volts?
There is no sine wave. It's DC.
You're right. But yeah, well, you're the one who threw sine wave into the conversation.
Oh, yeah, because that's what it starts off as. The power supply. You've got AC voltage that gets converted to DC. But the sine wave goes 180 degrees to the positive and 180 degrees to the negative. From zero reference. So, but once it's rectified to DC, then it's DC, positive or negative.
Oh, that actually does clarify things.
You would have a hell of a time with op amps that run plus or minus 15 volts.
Well, I'd have less trouble now than I did 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat. She calling me.
Uh-oh.
Can't mess up.
Now, when Mrs. Train calls, you go.
That's correct.
Oh, I couldn't eat this late. I would have passed out from starvation hours ago.
I don't like to eat this late either because I don't like to go to bed on a full stomach.
Yeah, that too. And this has been your teaching moment on Classic Radio Roundup.
I need to put it out on the curb. I've had enough.
What's the matter? What are you putting out on the curb?
Curb alert.
This transmitter, it keeps drifting.
Well, let me know when you put it out on the curb. I don't care about drift. I'm drifty myself.
I'm like a whole kilohertz high. I don't know if I can change this.
Damn. Note anchor junk. Not like me when I used to run that HA410. That thing used to drift all over the place. God.
That thing was terrible, and the 460 was worse.
Well, I look at that thing and I figured out why it was drifting so bad. Somebody, whenever they modified it, put a whole bunch of screwy capacitors in there, and none of them are the proper type. So I think if I ever pull that thing out again, I probably should do that. And, pull those caps out and replace them with good micas or something.
Or just run a frickin' DDS into it.
Oh, that's cheating.
Yeah, but it's an HA410. You got other things to worry about, like dried out capacitors and those modulator tubes that you can't get anyplace.
They're not that bad. I think I have a spare set of them, but I do have to replace the firecracker capacitors because I think the last time I ran it, it was just about ready to blow up in my face, and I shut it off in time. I haven't run it since.
Man, I had an HA460 years ago, and that was great for hanging up portable phones.
Oh, yeah. I had an HA750, which is the solid state mobile version, and I had a lot of fun with cordless phones. I took a cordless phone and tapped the output section of it and ran it into the radio and basically turned it into a nice 5-watt linear. I could bring up cordless phones so far away I couldn't even hear them, and I would dial my number, it would ring, and I'm going, well, I'm picking up somebody's phone.
Yeah. Well, if you were really styling, you would have been on the split band where the base units were on 1700 kilohertz somewhere in that band. Then you were really styling.
Yeah, I used to do that with my Yaesu because the Yaesu had FM, and I could receive them on 1700. That was the very, very first cordless phones.
Yes, that's right. Yes, it was. Used to have a union official in my neighborhood, and I could hear what was going on. All the fine things that were happening with the union people in service to their members. Yes.
Yeah, I pretty much wrote up the adventures of cordless phones on my website. So interesting stuff, let me tell you.
Yeah. I've read all your stuff, man. That's why I'm on here. Seriously, I wouldn't be here if I didn't read that.
These guys are nutty. I gotta get to know them.
Yeah, I can write stuff also, but I'm not going to use my real name. I'll call myself Pete or something.
Well, yeah, I figured the statute of limitations has passed for any mischief I might have done on the cordless phone ban.
Unless your name is Barack.
Well, thankfully it's not.
If you're Barack and it's a RICO statute that's masterminded by Rudy Giuliani today, going forward, you're in a whole hell of a lot of trouble, buddy.
Well, thankfully that doesn't apply.
Realize that what they're squeezing out there now, the statute of limitations doesn't count because of the RICO statutes, which were passed and proven 30 years ago. So you did something back in 2015, 2016, and because it's part of the same RICO action, you're still in freaking trouble.
All it takes is one other participant in the conspiracy, or not the conspiracy. Yeah, the conspiracy. No, that doesn't seem right. The word in the group. Yeah, all it takes is one person in the original group to continue on, and the statute don't start yet.
Isn't that something? It reminds me that there is a God, and I'll stop.
I'll believe it when I see handcuffs. Until then, I don't have faith in the justice system to do what needs to be done.
No, nothing's going to happen to any of these people. They all protect each other.
You're talking about justice. Justice is not the same thing as the law. When you go into court, you get the law. You don't necessarily get justice. Maybe once in a while you do. But they're going to badger certain people for the rest of their lives with this crap. It's never going to end until they expire.
They need to. They tried to unseat and hold a coup against the duly elected president. So there needs to be badgering. There needs to be law. Somebody needs to go away in handcuffs. But anyway, here I don't want to go too far off the cliff with the taxi.
We don't want that. It'll be catching fire on the way down.
Yeah, but we could be on the news tomorrow night. C. Beers from southeastern Pennsylvania, conspiracy against the Democrats.
Yeah, well, there's one. They started it. Hopefully, we'll finish it. If anybody will, it's the man now, because he was badgered so badly, brought up on made-up charges and stuff, impeached over it. So if anybody's got a score to settle, it's him. And I hope he does. But I'm gonna change gears here and ask Sandbagger if he did anything with that 80-meter stick, or is this too soon?
I put it in the garage for the moment. I gotta wait till the painters are done, and then maybe I'll venture out on the roof and see what happens. But the plan right now is to move the 40-meter one over to where the 6-meter one is now. That may screw it up though, because the gutter is not nearly as big there. But I think I might want to put the 80-meter stick on my truck first, and then try to tune it on the truck and get it somewhere close.
Yeah, it's funny. Now that we've moved back down to 160 meters, I guess we'll have to move back up when you get that thing mounted.
This is exactly what I know is going to happen. I'll get that working, and then everybody will be back on 160. I'll be like, yeah, okay, now.
We'll get on 80. Maybe not every time, but we'll get on there. We can hear you.
Yeah, I'd like to see how well it works or doesn't work.
Yeah, you can figure that out in about 10 minutes, probably.
Yeah, you need to put that amplifier behind it.
Well, see, it's the same situation, though, that I was going to do the same thing on 40 meters, and then we were like, I don't know if that antenna will handle that kind of power.
Well, it's not going to handle a kilowatt, but it'll probably handle a couple 100 watts.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, the SB200 will do about 600 watts PEP. You know, so you're talking about 150 watts carrier.
I don't know if I would put a 150 watts carrier in. Maybe 100 or less, I would say.
Yeah, I could do 100 watts, but you know, that's 6 dB better than 25 watts.
That's right, and that does make the difference. Ask Wayne. Difference between 25 watts and 100 watts carrier makes a difference on 80. Well, anyway, it's probably going to get more use over there than it was going to get over here. So even if you use it once.
And I'm just tickling my AL80 to get 100 watts out of it on 80 meters.
Yeah, but you got an antenna that'll actually handle the power.
Oh yeah, this antenna will handle full legal limit. I'm just restricted by my electrical bill.
You need to go out and talk to your neighbors and see if we could run wires over their heads that they won't notice.
You know, I was thinking about that, but we'll see.
I'm gonna switch to power when we go out again, because Christ, I got a 5 noise level now. Buzzing and oh god, somebody's water heater's running or something.
507 was getting some noise that he's now knows the source of, he says. But I was making it over it, even on the grief kit.
The noise on 160.
Commercial. It's a commercial heat exchanger thing with variable frequency drive, and somebody hacked something because it's putting out a ton of RF. It's about 2,000 feet from here, believe it or not.
Yeah, and the grief kit was enough power to get over it.
Well, yeah, once the delayer goes away, there's no problem. But you know, 6:15, 6:30 p.m. it's kind of dicey. And the thing runs all year long because it went on last year during heating season. So anyway, I'll tell you more off the air about it. The thing, it has to be rectified. It's actually spewing way above regulatory limits of crap.
It's in violation of FCC Part 15. Yeah, it's probably something like what Wayne's got. He's got a heat exchanger there that, you know, he heats in the winter and cools in the summer, but it's the same unit.
Yeah, same idea, only it's something that might have been sourced from the Orient that doesn't have any line filtering. So one of these days, I need to knock on a door over there and find out who's in charge of the building and introduce myself and say, listen, you're not going to believe this, but...
Yeah, you're interfering with a licensed radio station. We can take care of this mano y mano, or there's other avenues.
Yes, I didn't say that, but I was thinking that. Thank you, Pete.
Oh, I know where you were going. I dealt with this in the past. And he didn't want to deal with it mano y mano. He kept threatening me with attorneys and litigation and blah, 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 blah. He went screaming at me. I was like, all right, well, pal, you're on your own, but good luck.
Yeah, I may have been down this road before. you hire a plane to drop a old burnt out plane transformer on it from 5,000 feet.
Well, now you can probably get a sizable drone and do the same thing.
Or I could just go over there with a Louisville Slugger.
Well, I have equipment that could take things out at 1,000 yards.
Yeah, that's too advanced for me. I'm more caveman. While I fully appreciate that avenue, nah.
They never know where it came from.
I may know about some of that has been done in the past and been very effective, but I don't know because I wasn't really there. I only heard about it.
That always brings up some fun idea that it keeps popping into my stupid brain of mine. I need to find somebody I could borrow their ghillie suit because they play war games behind my house here. You know, paintball war games, and it's like they keep shooting until there's one person left, and you know they capture the flag. So I'd like to hang out with my ghillie suit and take out the last man so nobody wins the flag.
Man, there's so many levels of that. You got the people that don't have lives, and they have some money, maybe they inherited it or whatever, and they got the scopes and the modern stuff. But when you go to the paintball place, you get the freaking helmet that you can't see through, and it's 95 degrees out. You feel like you're gonna die.
Oh, they spend ridiculous amounts of money back there, and I don't so much mind them, shooting automatic paintball guns, rapid fire. They're not that loud. It's you can, but when they start setting off the sulfur smoke bombs and all that junk, and they're loud, scares the dogs, and then the smoke comes rolling down the hill, and then the wife starts screaming and hollering because it's stinking up the house. They don't really appreciate those smoke bombs. The rest of it, I don't care. So when they start doing a lot of them, wasting their money on a lot of them smoke bombs, makes me want to go up there with my ghillie suit and take some of them out.
If I were in that situation, Pete, I'd be the same way as you. But I'm not. I'm over here. We don't have that. Matter of fact, here, people who lived here, they were the problem. And now they're gone. So everybody likes me.
Yeah, I don't, I kind of am okay with the most of it. The smoke bombs I'm not really fond of, but it doesn't really bother me considering that it's not a bunch of McMansions on cul-de-sacs behind me, which would be a lot worse. The paintballers don't interfere with my radio. A bunch of houses built up there and McMansions and cul-de-sacs probably would. So I'll take the paintballers.
Yeah, that's true because those people with the McMansions cause a lot more problems. They have attorneys.
Thank the Lord, it finally went away.
You can hear now, Dave?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
You couldn't hear me before? That's pretty loud if you can't hear me.
Yeah, well, yeah, you were right in the noise, and noise just sucks everybody's audio out. Yeah, it was so much better when the power was off. My God, such a difference.
Man, that's nasty.
You know, when he keys up, I get like this picket fence kind of sound for his transmission, and but it's no one else. I don't get that from anyone else.
That's weird.
Okay, am I even getting out? Maybe.
Oh yeah, we heard you with the picket fencing. I assume you were mean on Sandbagger.
Yeah, his signal's wavering. Must be some multipath going on.
It's the weirdest effect.
Ever since I put my antenna up at 100 feet, we don't get any multipath no more, but we used to.
Yeah, it happens.
Not anymore.
No. Not unless an airplane flies overhead or something.
Because the shield of your coax doesn't mean that much compared to your stick.
That's what she said last night.
Man,
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
thanks for that Watergate, Jim.
I figure I'd show it off to you there. You're doing very well tonight.
That's your homebrew stuff, the modern thing and the old thing radio?
That is correct, yeah. Has a nice sound to it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a great effort.
I'm gonna have to bring my Franken-Dad out for a little while too.
What you got there for a Franken-Dad? I forget. You did tell me, but I off the top of my head, I don't remember.
It's an original Trinidad case, but I put a Uniden, what the hell is it, AR or something or other. I forget the model number of it. I didn't have a cover for it or anything, so I just took the jacky out and mounted it in the Trinidad case.
There you go. Yeah. Did you use it once in a while? I don't recall.
Yeah, I put it on every once in a while. It's now a 40-channel Trinidad. The only problem is the little flip switches, little bat handle switches for some of the functions are broken on it, and I'd like to replace them or something. If I could ever find replacements for them, then I could hook up different options. You know, the way it is now, the Delta tune on that, what used to be the Delta tune is now an RF gain, because there was no Delta tune on this Uniden radio that I put on there.
Yeah, same here. I did the same thing. Delta tunes the RF gain, and the SWR sensor, that's my mic gain. So yeah, but it looks all original anyway, you know. You do what you got to do to make everything work.
Yeah, I just defeated the mic gain because I figured, I just adjust the microphone.
Yeah, I have no volume control in microphones I'm using, so. But, you know, besides the outboard stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, you know, transplanting chassis like that. You know, the Trinidad that I cannibalized was like one of the very earliest versions, and it didn't work for crap, and it sounded horrible, and I'm like, yeah, this would be a nice candidate to play Frankenstein with.
Oh, you're talking the 23. Yeah, the crystal deck and all that other silliness there. That all had to go away, right? Yeah, I would assume. Yeah, that's a little bit of, you know, ripping out.
Yeah, I had to do a little bit of creative fabrication to get the 40-channel switch and the little LED display to fit and shine through the little place where the 23-channel card used to show through. The numbers are just a tad big, but you can see it without any trouble.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. You make it all work, and yeah, that was pretty much the most difficult part for me, was putting the channel selector in there and taking the old mechanism out and then rewiring and all that. Yeah, that took a little time, but it was all fun. It was all for a good purpose, so I'm quite happy with it. But yeah, a little bit of time there. You can get quite creative with this stuff.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Gotta love the wooden cabinet.
Yeah. And the Trinidad, the cabinet's so big that it produces some good fidelity out of the speaker, and that was always one of its better selling points.
Oh yeah, I think this has the best sounding receiver I got on it. As far as fidelity, oh yeah, I wouldn't trade this for the world.
Yeah, how about that?
Like you said, though, it's all the room inside there, and I guess the wood plays a role with it too. But yeah, it's just nice and easy to listen to, and it makes pretty much everybody sound good. You got one of them radios, this would be the one.
Yes, sir.
And then it got quiet.
Yeah, how about that?
Isn't it every night like that?
Oh, that's Skyrider.
After that, how you guys doing? Just turned on the radio. I'm looking through some pictures here, so I thought I'm sandbagging on you guys for a minute.
Good evening, Skyrider. Good to hear you in there.
How are you doing, Jim? And I think that Doc, that's you, is that right?
Yeah, I didn't quite get what you said. I think yes, the package arrived. Yes. Pretty. It's a pretty little thing.
Yeah, it is. And it works, believe me. I wouldn't want to give it up.
What'd you get? DNA?
No. No, a small antenna tuner. What is that? The Comet Cat 300. They make these things so colorful anymore. You don't want to turn them off.
Yeah, but how much power will it handle? Is that one of the ones that's good for like 300 watts or?
Yeah, it's a smaller one. It's 300 watts.
Yeah, it's like my MFJ I have over here.
Yeah, I got it for a song and dance, and I wanted to play with it, see what it would do, if it would, do anything for me or not, or whatever. I don't know. So anyway, the price was right, and I got it in here. It's working and all that stuff, but not that I need it, but it works.
A mental picture of you singing and dancing is worth it right there.
JR, get a karaoke machine?
Yeah, I ought to have one, eh?
Yeah, you could do some yodeling from the mountaintop there.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be the first time I did that, I'll tell you. I get some elevation in me. I do funny things.
Sounds like you gotta adjust your carburetor.
Why's that?
Well, you get them old two-strokes up there on them higher elevations and they don't run right, the air and fuel mixture is a little off. Maybe that's why you do funny things.
Wow, that was way too much input for me. I didn't even think that far ahead, but you could be right with that. I don't know. I better stay down below then.
Hey, Skyrider. Yeah, I'm here. Last week I went by your house early afternoon. I'm not sure if it was you or not, but you were wearing a red shirt, and I went by in a big white Victory fire protection van. I think you looked down my way as I was passing your place. Do you recall? What time of day was that? Could have been my son-in-law. Oh, it was probably around 3:30, somewhere around there. Yeah, if that was during the week, I worked. That was my son-in-law. He was probably out there mowing the lawn. Okay, 10-4. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was you or not. And if it was. I just wanted to say I'm waving the hand, but either way, I'm still waving the hand.
Roger that. Yep. Yeah, I usually don't get home till about 5.
Oh, okay. I thought you were retired. I thought we were talking a couple weeks ago, and you were taking early retirement.
Oh, I'm planning on that. Just turned 63, so I'm ready any moment. I just have to do the deed.
I hear you. Yeah. Not ready to pull the trigger yet, man. I'm 20 years younger than you, and I'm ready to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you, these days, I just could walk out the door sometimes.
Yeah. That reminds me of almost 20 years ago. I was working in Roysport at the Sears PVC, and they kept chipping me on a raise, and I got fed up, and I had already had another job offer, so I went in on a Friday. I wrote the week out. I went in on a Friday, told them I quit, and the woman in there told me, "You can't quit. You have a baby on the way." And I told her, "I quit because I have another job on the way."
Yeah, they always did. They are so comfortable, you know, especially if you're somewhere a long time. They were greatly surprised when I quit and walked away for 2 years.
Yeah, man. Well, here we are.
Yeah, that's just the way it goes, you know. What did my dad always say? Other mothers have nice daughters too. So if you translate that, there's other jobs around everywhere if you want one.
Yeah, you got that right.
Don't get me wrong, you have to work everywhere. If you don't work, you're not gonna last, you know.
All right, there, Skyrider. I don't want to tie it up. And honestly, it sounds like conditions are changing. I know we're not that far apart, but starting to get some fluctuation in your signal there, and it's harder for me to hear you than just a couple moments ago. So I'm going to sit back here on the quiet side and let this classic radio roll on.
Roger that. Now I lean back in the chair here.
Yeah, lean it back. That's the way to do it.
That's right, leaning back in a squeaky chair.
Yep, that's what you do. Stretch the legs and lean back. Get the good mic going.
WD-40 will fix that squeak.
This chair is over 100 years old. It would be a sin to spray it with that. No, not going to happen.
Mine ain't that old, but I've been told by comments on the YouTube not to lube my chair.
Never lube your chair, man. You know how many years it takes? All the unnamed sins of the populace. Your chair is at the top.
I lube mine every time it squeaks.
Sounds like I got to do more sinning to my chair to make it squeak.
Well, if that's what it takes, you may be right. And on that note, I'm going to check out. It's been fun. Thank you for the Classic Radio Roundup and all the participants, and a whole lot of fun here. I'll be listening for a bit. Good night from near the Macy-Dixie line. And we'll do it again next week. And then after that, I'm ripping my antenna down and I'm going to rebuild it. So good night. 5 out of 7.
Are you going to make it better than it was?
You know the answer.
More gain.
Yeah. All right, 507. Take care. We'll catch up with you later. Have a good one.
Good night, 507. And I'm going to be signing off right behind you because I'm tired. Another 5 minutes is going to seem like 5 hours. So it's been real good fun. Thanks for everybody checking in, keeping Classic Radio Roundup alive. 7-3, county-wide.
Wow, you are calling a little early. All right, well, have yourself a good one, and from the old Realistic Navajo Pro base station here, we'll catch you later.
Good night, Pete. Catch up with you later. Good to hear you in there. Good to hear you all in there, actually. See ya.
Good night.
Catch you there, Pete.
Everybody else, good fun.
Good night.
Skyrider. Just hearing you above my noise level. Good night.
Well, when I get closer, maybe I get right over the top of it.
Okay, I look forward to talking with you a whole lot in the future. Good night.
Good night. Catch you later.